with Doom Eternal right around the corner, I decided to go back and look at Doom 3, the BFG Edition, which comes with not only Doom 3, but Doom 1 and Doom 2. Now, how does this fare against the originals? Now, I was able to play Doom 1, Doom 2, and Doom 3 in their original forms, even managing to play Doom on my cousin's PC. And playing Doom 1 and Doom 2 and Doom 3, yes, there are many key differences, but when it comes to bringing Doom to a new generation of gamers, because I remember this BFG edition came out on PS3, 360, now with PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch. Doom 3 gives you the very first Doom, which runs equally as well as it does on the PC. It runs very well, giving you the massive level amount counts, putting massive enemies on the screen to take advantage of the hardware, and it feels like playing classic Doom. This is the best way to play original Doom if you just want to play it vanilla. It also does give you the cheat codes to play with so you can have fun, or it does have trophies for you to go through and try to unlock. The only issue that I do have with Doom 1 and Doom 2 on this version is some of the things are switched around. The music has changed a little bit. The Waffen SS guys from the Nazi levels in this game to go into the Wolfenstein Easter egg levels, they're not there anymore. All the Nazi content is taken out. It's just zombie men and creatures. But that was at the time when games were replacing, trying to take out all this controversial content. You don't see the posters of Hitler. You don't see none of that. So if you just want a straightforward Doom 1 and Doom 2 experience, this game does have it. It brings you back to that time of feeling like, yeah, this is the grand motherfucker of first-person shooters. And playing Doom 1 on the PS4 controller, the Xbox controller, or the Nintendo Switch, they all control very well. Even going to play this one on PC. The only other issue with this BFG edition is there's very little to no mod support for Doom 1 or Doom 2, hell, even Doom 3. This just gives you the package of Ultimate Doom 2 with all the master levels, and Episode 2, No Rest for the Living. Doom 3 with all of Doom 3, Resurrection of Evil, The Lost Mission, and I believe another expansion. So what you're just getting is all these original games packaged together with all their expansions. Now, they do fare very well, and I think for any Doom fan, they're also well priced. Doom 1 and Doom 2 are $5 a piece, and Doom 3 is $10, because I know this is going to sound very off-putting and controversial, but Doom 3, in my opinion, is the best Doom out of all the Doom games, aside from Doom Eternal, because I haven't played Doom Eternal yet, so I can't give my opinion on Doom Eternal. Now, when I played these games for the very first time, I owned a Super Nintendo, but the difference is why I was aware that the Super Nintendo had bad graphics for Doom 1 and 2, but what a lot of people didn't use at the time was the FX chip. Now, we had an FX chip in the Super Nintendo, which was lucky for me, so that means when I played Doom 1 and Doom 2, I was playing them as close as possible, though it wasn't as smooth speed as the PC versions, and I give it that. Now, does the experience still feel the same all these years later with me playing it? Yes, playing it with the built-in cheats, and playing it just for the fun of it with achievements, with trophies. It makes you go back and really want to try and play the game again. And that's what I think this collection does very well with the first two Dooms. It brings it to a new generation of gamers who didn't know about Doom. See, I didn't discover the Doom series until 2000, but we still had a Super Nintendo. So yes, I was able to play it and experience it. Did I play Doom 3 on the original Xbox or on the PC? Not at the time. I played it later on when I had an Xbox, because I did own Doom 3 for a short while, never beat it at the time. Played it on the PC recently at my cousin's house, and the benefits of source port, using a source port for Doom 1 and Doom 2 on your PC, it will give you more benefit than using it on the BFG. But paying $5 for these two classic games, because they're not all bundled together, which is another thing. The BFG Edition on disc contains all three games, but digitally you can choose which ones you want, which I think gives players more choice. You know, you get more player choice. Do you just want classic Doom? Do you just want classic Doom 2? Do you just want Doom 3 on its own, or do you want them all together? Because getting them all together will run you about, you know, $20, and $20 for 3 games, which are not bad at all. Yes, with a few dollar reducers and changes, not much change was done to Doom 1 and 2 as effectively as they were done to Doom 3. There is a bunch of changes that were done to Doom 3 which a lot of fans like myself find weird, but for this new generation of gamers, I give it a pass, but I'm going to explain why. Because Doom 3 had a bunch of mechanic changes, where Doom 1 and 2, which they look great, sound great, they play great, but nothing was changed about them. Now, Doom 3, one of the big changes a lot of people seem to be criticizing the BFG Edition for, which I do too, is the mounted on flashlight, because I do remember you being able to have to switch to the flashlight. Now, what Doom 3 does, unlike all of the rest of the Doom series, it slowed the game down for a more skill-based shooting experience, focusing on the horror elements of Doom, which was never really a focus point, and it's still not a focus point. It shows that the horror aspects of Doom can be done perfectly, or can be done right. So they must have thought that doing the game in this style, people would not have liked it. Hence why we have more of a straightforward, brutal shooter with the Doom 2016 and Doom, what looks to be what Doom Eternal is going to be the same way. Doom 3 holds a special place in the Doom series. It really doesn't let you feel like, okay, just because you have all these guns, rocket launchers, explosives, you know, armor shards, and health lying around, that doesn't mean a demon in this game will not come and bite you in the ass. Some of the environmental puzzles are very challenging. Doom 3, in my opinion, reminds me a little bit of Half-Life 2, because this came out at the same time. The original Doom 3 came out around the same time as Half-Life 2, which were two anticipated games. So it's kind of hard to explain or give you the experience of the hype that was leading up to Doom 3. Despite some of the criticism at the time, Doom 3 did very well. There's differences to some of the character models. There's differences to some of the presentation. The game is not as dark. In the other dark areas of the game, it is pitch black where you need to use the flashlight, which is now mounted, which a lot of people prefer to where you needed to switch out, because I could see what they were going for with the original game. Switching out to the flashlight put you in a vulnerable position against enemies, and it was only effective against hitting like the zombie men or the zombie soldiers. But even then, in groups of numbers, they can become a huge problem. This game decided to dial things back, even in the difficulty. Now, playing it on the higher difficulties will still give you its experience. Playing Resurrection of Evil and playing the Lost Mission, I still feel that overall, with its changes, the Doom BFG Edition is worth a buy. For $20, you're getting three great games. I think as a gamer or a Doom fan, you should get it, go through it, have a marathon leading up to Doom Eternal. I think this game is worth the $20. That's all I got to say about it.